And welcome to this week's edition of Utah Business Matters, your weekly television window to small business here in the state of Utah. And we begin today with the advantages of one-on-one educational opportunities, namely tutoring. Nancy Williams knows exactly what she was after when she started Thorup Tutoring almost 3 decades ago.
I started tutoring 27 years ago, working for the neuropsychologists. I've been doing it on my own for 19 years. I was very happy just tutoring my kids at home, but after I hired one tutor, then another, and before I knew it, my whole upstairs was filled with tutors, and I had partitions in the upstairs, and my neighbor came and said, "Nancy, you have 17 cars in your driveway, go get a building." I make a recipe for each child. If it's a younger child, there's a recipe of different programs and things that I've made up myself because nobody taught me this. I had to learn it in the trenches. And with older kids, a lot of it's a philosophy I created. The parents of the students that I tutor oversee me. I feel like they're my boss.
She's tutored, let's see, 4 out of 5 kids of mine. And now she's tutored also 2 grandkids of mine. So we're on to the next generation. It literally saved my daughter's life, coming here to tutoring.
Each time Norman sat down at the table, he ate as much as he could.
So she says, let me try to figure out who would be a good match with Natalie. And she picked Jenny, who is a perfect match with Natalie. So Jenny works with her reading, and then Nancy works with her with math.
It can be from a child who needs to learn how to read, to write his letters, to do math, to learn how to write, to have a subject-related area, to organizational skills, to planning. This child may have ADHD symptoms, so we help them learn how to conquer that in the classroom.
Now that's one of the things they're going to check you on. Another one is improper fraction.
I just wanted someone that could help me help my daughter, and then maybe show me different ways to help her learn because of her learning style was a little different.
She would help me with my homework, and she'd teach me different strategies.
Thorup helped me look at things in a different way and find new methods or strategies for her.
She just became like one of my friends.
And I really can tell, I get a feeling from a tutor if they're going to be good with children, if he or she will be good with children. I don't require a college education because I think sometimes the best math and science tutors are those smart, hip college students that are right there doing it in college, and the kids love to work with them.
How many more grams of protein must he consume today to meet his daily need?
It's one-on-one tutoring, so you have the chance to really help a student understand instead of just teaching a lesson and hoping that there wasn't anyone lost in the crowd.
But I do have some retired teachers. I have a couple of currently certified teachers, and I have several college students, and I have a couple with master's degrees.
But overall, I enjoy what I do just because it's a great experience to see that little light bulb kick on when they finally get that concept that they've been struggling with, or when they can read that book perfectly without any frustration, and they just get so excited.
And they don't know they're going to love what they do till they get here and realize how much freedom they have as a tutor to give their spin on things, but yet they're trained by me. There are certain Thorup tutoring philosophies that they must incorporate into their tutoring. First and foremost is tracking, organization, planning. And then we teach certain study skills that kids need, such as note-taking, writing essays, how to read a textbook, and studying for tests. Test preparation is a big deal nowadays, especially with ACTs that coming up and AP classes kids take. You name it, I could probably find a tutor that can do it. Most tutoring companies don't have the experience I've had in the psychological arena. I worked for neuropsychologists for 8 years. I can see when a student's in trouble. I can ask the questions to the parent. They trust me. I can send them to the right places. I feel like that's a very important quality that I have that other tutoring companies may not. I've learned to be humble. I've learned that I don't have to be right. I've learned that I really need to listen. I've also learned how to be direct. And it makes some parents and tutors uncomfortable, but I think ultimately being direct, I think knowledge is power.
Sometimes she said, you really want to try to get this teacher, or, this is something I'm not sure that, he's going to be able to do, or Sometimes she's kicked my rear end and said, you know, you need to focus on this with him because this big thing is coming up and this is hard for him. And so, yeah, she's tutored me a little bit too.
I want to keep this personal. I want to know all of my students personally, not even just the ones I tutor, but the ones that are tutored. I like to have a little hand in it. That sounds like micromanagement, but to me it's good business. My motto is I'm a difference maker, not a money maker. I could make a lot more money if I brought in group tutoring, but I feel like one thing that sets me apart is I don't. I offer it if students are in the same class with the same teacher or some ACT prep. I pride myself on one-on-one tutoring, always one-on-one, always the same tutor. Typically a student needs to start once or twice a week to get the benefit that they need. And I never tell parents how long they're going to need because I don't know. I don't know how this student's going to respond. That's why I don't do guarantees. I can't guarantee if the student's going to follow through or the parent's going to follow through with what we do. I just give my promise that I will do everything I can to help this child succeed. Katie. My little Katie.
Thank goodness something guided us here because she has just been miraculous with her teaching.
When she came in to me, she had been 6 years old and would cry every time she'd come.
She just tried different alternative methods until her and Katie found the formula that worked.
The mother brought her in to see me 2 to 3 times a week continually, and now she's a 9th grader, and this girl is flourishing.
Katie loves to read books now.
This girl is in her school play, she's a student body officer, she's in regular classes, she gets straight A's.
Miss Nancy maybe didn't have a spot for her here, so she'd take her even into her own home, you know, and say, well, meet me at my house at 8 o'clock, I'll be home.
It took a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of love, but the consistency paid off, and this girl's amazing.
I just can't put into words the difference in that girl. It makes me want to cry because she's come such a long ways.
So much of it is just what I love about children and just teaching them and teaching my tutors what I know. If I'm not helping children, why am I here? And I thank God for letting me help change the lives of students.